Are you here from radio?
No, she's not here for a radio station. That's what he asked. They're probably still watching it on.
Remember we just full on all
They're
these
probably
full
still doing it through
that one
that.
too. Okay, I guess we're gonna do that one. Okay.
Okay. All right. All right, I'd like to call the workshop to order on July 6, 2021 at 5 o'clock p.m. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Williams?
Here.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Absent.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Absent.
Councilmember Nichols? Here. Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Here, please stand for a pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll skip over certification of prior meetings, and we'll go right to communications of the mayor, including disapproval messages. None. Communications from public and petitions, number one.
Number one, request from the Resource Center to conduct their annual Laurel Run newspaper sale in conjunction with the Dunkirk Observer on July 7, 2021 from 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. and to hold their annual Jamestown to Dunkirk Relay Run on July 16, 2021, also requesting to change the traditional victory celebration from Washington Park to their location at 186 Lakeshore Drive West, and changes to the route to accommodate the new address location.
Any discussion, council? Chief, you got anything on this, or?
I sent all of you the
Yep.
email on it. He's good with the route that we have proposed, which will be central to 6th to Brigham, and then we'll cross them over Lakeshore Drive into the Resource Center.
Okay. Mike, you good with that? Okay. Need a motion to refer this to city attorney, Department of Public Works Director, Parks Department, Chief Ortolano and Edwards.
Second.
By Nichols,
She
second
was
by
so
Williams.
moving. I was moving.
Okay.
Number two, request from Sandra Lombardo for the city to resolve the issue of a curb placed in front of her property at 111 King Street on Talcott Street side of the property, which blocks the entrance to the driveway when the Millennial Parkway project was construction.
Any discussion, council? Randy, you want to speak about this? Do you know anything about it?
Sure. Ms. Lombardo stepped in. The prior owner of that property asked the county to put a curb there when Millennium Parkway was built. Subsequently, she bought the property and would like to have a driveway there. It's usual that the homeowner builds the driveway with permission from the city. That's routinely done through the Department of Public Works and also the building inspector's office. Additionally, we wanted the county to be involved with this county road. County signed off that it's okay for them to have a curb cut there. She would like us to look at that as a deficient design and have us go back and retroactively do that as a city project, please make the curb cut. So it would be up, in my opinion, she acquired the property when the curb was there, and we would give her permission to do it, but normally that would be the full expense of the property owner. I have several examples where that's happened recently, and the property owner has paid for the curb cut and whatever kind of material they want to make for the driveway. That's about all I know. I'd like to thank Councilwoman Nichols for working with me on this project and studying the history and kind of make some recommendations.
She said that she spoke to an individual from the county. Are you aware of that?
Yes, and I asked her to talk to the county to make sure the county was okay with putting a curb cut there, and also to go over the history of why the previous owner wanted the curb there. So she inherited a piece of property that, for better or worse, has a curb in front of it. I guess you could argue that maybe that was wrong for the county to put a curb there, even though the guy wanted it there. But right now, there is a curb there. It was done with the consent of the prior owner. The county built it, and the county would approve that a driveway be there because it's a county road. And a controlled access to the county road, it's also a city road, so controlled access to the city. Both the county and the city would agree that a driveway can be built there. Her question is, since she would like some help on the financial side to get it done.
Okay.
And I just want to add, Paul, to that, there was a no parking here to corner sign as well, right in the middle of the garage, right where at the curb line.
Right.
That they put in because it was a full curb. So I talked with Randy to see if that signage could be moved beyond east of the garage. So if she chose to do whichever avenue, she would be able to get into the garage without the sign being there.
So we are helping her out then, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Motion to refer this to Department of Public Works.
So move.
Second.
Williams, Nichols.
Number 3, request from Iglesia Cristiana Clínica del Alma Incorporated to move to Mercy Hospital Ministries to have an event for the community and bounce houses, food, toys, and music at Washington Park on August 7, 2021 in Washington Park from 12 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Again, what happened last Saturday or 2 weeks ago Saturday, I'm kind of backing off on some of the music and what's going on in the city of Dunkirk. So I'll address that a little bit later. But Chief, are you good with this, Chief Ortolano?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had any issues with them in the past, as long as they keep the music down.
Okay. I need a motion to refer this to Department of Public Works, Parks Department, City Attorney, and Chief Ortolano.
So move.
Second.
Nichols, Williams? Okay.
Number 4, request from Dr. Nick Weiser to use Washington Park to host an event for local families and children with an ice cream vendor on Monday, July 26, 2021, from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Any discussion, council?
Is this free ice cream for the families, or are they gonna to do it? And is he gonna apply for a vendor permit?
I have no idea. Richard, you got anything on that?
I'm assuming he's gonna have somebody there who's selling actually, like a vendor truck or something, but I don't know for sure.
He wants to do an ice cream social. It wouldn't be open to the vendors to sell. It would be him providing ice cream to people that came up.
Okay, but he still would have to get a vendor permit to have the vehicle there?
Not if you give him permission to have a vendor there.
I don't believe he's gonna be selling anything.
All right.
That's what he's doing now,
Look
is
into
asking
that
permission.
first.
How about if we refer this to Department of Public Works, City Attorney, Parks Department, and City Clerk?
So move.
So you're not going to vote on that then?
Yeah. We're gonna vote on it.
Nichols will second it.
Number 5,
Yep.
request from Dakota Gardner to use Promenchenko Fields on July 24th, 2021 from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. To host a fundraising slow pitch softball tournament, assisted with startup costs to begin a new wrestling club in the Dunkirk.
Is that date available, Edwin?
They've already gone through Patty on that.
Okay. All right. Motion, any discussion? Motion to refer this to the Rec Department, City Attorney, and Parks Department?
Your turn.
Nichols?
Nichols?
Second.
Williams?
Number 6, request from Dunkirk Rehabilitation and Nursing Center to host a small job fair under the pavilion area at the Dunkirk Pier in the hopes of capturing the interest of a few qualified potential candidates for employment on Thursday, July 8, 2021, from 11 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. She called today and said it looks like rain and was hoping that you would also approve a rain date of Friday, July 9th.
We're gonna refer it.
Any discussion? Yeah.
I believe that since we are moving, is this a Thursday she's doing this?
Right.
There,
So the music
There-
on the pier will be on Thursdays, and I believe that we shut down the pier.
We shut the pier down for the vendors and the band to set up usually early morning.
and she's gonna be at the pavilion that's at the very end by the bathrooms, with the tables, the the permanent table there. That's where she's gonna try to set
The
up.
only issue we may come into is parking, because the pier will more than likely be
The
closed
one that
off.
looks like the Flying Nun.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest, why don't we just go with the 9th on Friday?
If she could do it on Friday, it'd be better for her. If she does it on Thursday, it'll be inconvenient for her.
Yeah. You good with that, council?
I will relay that.
Yep.
9th, we'll shoot for the 9th.
Your turn.
Scratch the 8th. All right, so, excuse me, need a motion to refer this to city attorney.
Go ahead.
So move.
Also to city clerk.
So move.
Williams?
Nichols.
Got it?
Okay, number 7 is a summons and complaint from Carla Serku versus Robert K. Lesser, Living Trust, Stanton H. Lesser, City of Dunkirk and City of Dunkirk Department of Public Works related to a fall on sidewalk adjacent to 324, 330 Central Avenue on July 9, 2020.
Any discussion, council?
Has the sidewalk been looked into, Randy, do you know?
Being addressed by the engineering division, yes.
Okay.
Need a motion to refer this to city attorney and Department of Public Works Director Woodbury.
Nichols.
Nichols?
Second.
Williams?
Number 8, prior written notice from Jessica Smith regarding trees located at 63 Middle Road on Moffett side of the corner house that are allegedly causing plumbing issues, sidewalk lift, and breakage and threatening roof damage.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah, Randy, we discussed this about a month ago. Anything checked out there?
Yeah, and I think this notice is actually accepted as a friendly notice on behalf of Public Works. Engineering looked at that, and the tree's too large for our crew. So I think this mechanism is going to be a good way to get to it with contracting it out.
Okay.
Yeah, Randy, this is, you and I discussed this about a year ago,
Yeah.
and it seems like it's a continuing problem for this young lady. I was wondering if we need to help her out as soon as possible with this.
Yeah, it's too big for our crew. We were waiting for our tree truck to get fixed, but we're gonna contract this one out.
Okay.
Take care of it, and we'll help with the sidewalk.
Okay, sounds good, thanks.
Are there others in the, are there others in the city that we're gonna be able to do that to also? Because I know some that were put on the prior written notice list over a year ago that some are still standing, one on Lord Street in particular, and I know those were grouped in with the ones on Second Street that were taken down by Pike Street.
Yeah, the engineering has the master list on that, and I think that's good to go back in the minutes and work with Edwin on prior notices, and go back and make a checklist of what's been done and what hasn't, and get them all done.
Why don't we bring that up at your meeting?
Yeah, if you could bring that list to the DPW meeting on Friday, that'd be good.
So I need a motion to refer this to Department of Public Works.
So move.
Don?
Nichols.
Yep, got it.
Number 9, donation from Ron and Mary Burnside of 165 Point Drive North to be used to purchase trees for the Point Gratiot.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah, is on these trees, would it be possible that they work either with, the group that, Jill is bringing in on the tree assessment for the city, or with Revitalize Dunkirk to see what trees would be the most conducive to the point for the area? What type of a tree and location?
Yeah, we have our management plan that was part of the inventory study done in 2019 that outlines exactly, what are native species and what trees are recommended. So yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Great.
We'll receive and file that. Number 10?
Number 10, report from the Office of the New York State Comptroller on the building enforcement of for the city of Dunkirk.
Any discussion, council? Mark or the mayor, if you can comment on that at the regular meeting, or Richard, whatever, which one, so we can kind of explain what's going on to the public about it. I appreciate it. Thanks. Number 11?
Number 11, loudspeaker application request from the Dunkirk Lakeside Club to use a live band during their annual picnic on July 18th, 2021, from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Be my usual. Number 12.
Loudspeaker application request from the John T. Murray VFW Post 1017 to use band loudspeaker application. This is a ratification for July 4th, 2021, from 5 to 10 p.m.
Any discussion on that? Okay.
Number 13, loudspeaker application from the Dunkirk Exempts and Sons of American Legion to use band equipment for a Christmas in July party on July 25th, 2021, from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Be my usual. 14.
Number 14, loudspeaker application request from the Fredonia History Days Festival to use the sound system at the mini stage for live entertainment on July 9, 2021, from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m., and July 10, 2021, from 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. at the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds.
Again, this is with the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds. It's private property, but they do need to have a permit, correct, Chief?
That's correct.
Okay. So again, I don't want to go through what I went through a couple weeks ago, so this is good that they reached out to us. 15.
Loudspeaker application request from the Fredonia Farm Festival to use speakers, microphones, music instruments for live bands during the Fredonia Farm Festival and car sounds at the Antique Car Show on the Sunday at the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds on August 27 through 29, 2021.
Any discussion, council? All right.
Councilman?
Yes.
Just so you all are aware, I think I did send you all an email, but both of these individuals did reach out to me as well, and I did explain to them the situation, that the permit can be revoked, and if it continues to be excessive, that they can be charged.
Yep. Yep, I did get that. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it. Good work. I'm going to reports to standing committees, boards, and commissions. Don?
Nothing here.
Nance?
Nothing for here.
I have nothing, but I do want to, there's a couple things I want to talk about and speak about that happened at the fairgrounds a couple weeks ago. And Chief, if you could comment on that. It was a long day for everybody, and that will never happen again. So I'm going to talk quite a bit on that tonight. So we got a lot on the agenda. It's gonna be a while. All right, moving on to unfinished business.
Number 42, authorizing budget line modifications for fiscal year 2020.
Any discussion, council?
Marcia, did you prepare the amended version of this?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Will we have a copy of it before we vote? Yeah? Okay.
Good. Number 43.
Number 43, authorizing budget line modifications for fiscal year 2021.
Any discussion, council? Number 45, pre-filed resolutions.
Number 45, resolution accepting $50,000 grant from New York State Department of Environmental Conservation.
Any discussion, council? Number 46.
Resolution for approval of the 2021 annual action plan for the City of Dunkirk's Community Development Block Grant CDBG program.
I'm going to make a motion to table this tonight because there's some modifications that the council wants to make. We want to discuss that with you, and I'm going to call for a special meeting at 5 o'clock on Monday for the CDBG allocations.
Okay.
Okay? Because you said you needed it done by the 15th, correct? Okay. Thanks. 47.
Number 47, resolution authorizing changes for 1st August 2021 Common Council meeting.
Any discussion? That's because of, Chief, that was because of the night out, first night out? Okay. 48.
Number 48, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute contract with Travelers Insurance for general liability, property, auto, and professional insurance.
Richard, this is pretty norm? Okay.
It's just a renewal.
All right. 49.
I have a question. on
Yeah,
that.
I'm sorry.
I'll bring it up here and as with the regular meeting. Have they reached out to any other insurance agency that would be in Dunkirk to see if they would be comparable to this one? Or are we locked into just going into this one for a renewal?
This is just for the policy with the carrier. You're talking about brokerages.
we're like an insurance agency.
Right.
That we just do is a request for qualifications, because we don't have to bid that out in the formal process. And I believe, Marcia, correct me if I'm wrong, we do that every 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, we did it 2 years ago.
So
Yeah.
we'll be doing that probably for the next cycle, to see, for firms, for brokers who then shop that out. Because the broker, in this case, Lawley, shops it to different carriers, and Travis was the one that was recommended to us for renewal.
Okay.
49.
Number 49, resolution accepting donation of property from trust, a lesser trust.
You want to explain a little bit on that, Richard, or you want to just wait till the regular meeting?
Just do the regular meeting, essentially it's the courtyard between the Stearns and the Central Station.
Yep. No new business. Motion to adjourn
So move.
by Williams,
Second?
by Nichols. Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenhuber.
Aye. Workshop's adjourned. Good. Willing, you good? Okay. Well, I'd like to call the regular ordered meeting of the Common Council to order on July 6th of 2021 at 5:36 PM. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Williams?
Here.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Absent?
Councilmember Stoyl?
Absent.
Councilmember Nichols? Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Here, please stand for a pledge of allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, tonight I would like to excuse Councilman Stoyl. He had funeral services for his son today. And Marty gave me a last minute phone call. He said he had to go pick up a part for his pool. His pool broke today, so he's missing out on this for that. So I need a motion to go in executive session for personnel. By Nichols? By Williams?
Councilmember Williams? Aye. Councilmember Nichols? Aye. Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye. It'll be short. Welcome back.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Moving on to certification of prior meetings.
This is to certify that an official copy of the minutes of the Common Council meeting of Tuesday, June 15, 2021 was presented to the mayor on Friday, June 25, 2021 pursuant to Section 3.03 of the Dunkirk City Charter. All items presented to the mayor are now in full force and effect. In witness whereof I have here to set my hand in the seal of the city of Dunkirk this 6th day of July, 2021.
Need a motion dispensing the reading of the minutes.
So move.
By Williams,
Nichols?
by Nichols.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Reading of the privilege of the floor regulations.
I haven't had to do this one.
I know.
The privilege of the floor shall be extended to any person appearing for themselves, in which case that individual shall be limited to 3 minutes, and to any person representing a group who shall be limited to 5 minutes. When recognized, please stand and state your name and address. The city clerk shall have the duty of maintaining such time limits, and the councilman at large may determine in his discretion whether individuals are speaking for themselves or representing groups. Councilman at large Vandenboer shall maintain good order and may require any speaker to cease speaking if remarks are made in bad taste or are slanderous or non-germane to any action taken or contemplated by council. The time limits specified shall be strictly adhered to, except that a speaker may be allowed to complete a statement or thought started before such time has expired.
At that time, anybody wishing to speak tonight, anybody want privilege of the floor? Please state your name and your address, please.
My name is Mark Lawrence, live at 202 Lord Street, Dunkirk, New York.
Leo Phillips, 19 East Courtney Street, Dunkirk, New York.
Okay, this is about the people that, not landlords, property owners on Lord and Courtney, right around that one certain area. I even got pictures of everything to prove everything I have, which you can have. Okay, we're just going to start out on a tree across from 212 Lord Street. The branches keep falling off over the sidewalk. The tree has been dead for I don't know how many years, and the branches almost hit cars. People can't walk on the sidewalk because during the windstorm. That's one. Okay, then you have, this is 212. Okay, the guy that bought the property last year, or year and a half ago, hasn't cut the bushes. You can't even walk down the street. He's piled bushes up in front of the house and stuff like that. You can't even walk down the sidewalk. He don't bother cutting his bushes. Now, I don't know if they're doing renovation on 212 Lord Street. He's got a bunch of bags, been out there 2 weeks now. They're doing renovations. I don't know, I was told I had to get a permit to put a front door in my house. He ripped the whole side of his house off and put a whole brand new front, side of his house. But there's the garbage bags, been there a couple of weeks. You don't pick them up. This is behind my house. I guess they remodeled about a month ago. They threw it out the side window behind my house, and it's stacked up in the back behind my house. On that's 21 East Courtney Street. This is 33 Courtney Street. 3 years ago, we had the building inspector there looking at this. 3 years ago. He had tarps over the end, which is falling out. They're laying on the neighbor's yard and everything up. Big holes. The roof's already gone. The house should be condemned, and they're living in there. Okay, that's that one. Here's 221 Courtney Street. That is just garbage laying there. Been laying there for 3 weeks alongside the house that you can see as you drive up Lord Street. Just garbage laying there. They don't bother putting it out for trash. And this is another big main issue. I'm surprised the city has not got sued in this. We've been asking since Mayor Fry said it was a beautiful tree. He didn't want to cut it down. It's lifted the sidewalk up. 3 weeks ago, a little old guy walking up the street tripped and fell. We're lucky the city didn't get sued over this. There's a couple pictures of the sidewalk. That tree, either the guy who owns it says if they cut the tree, he'll put brand new sidewalks in. But you got to cut the tree first.
Mark,
and
will you look at those?
You can have them all.
Okay.
And this is all within 4 or 5 houses, all this. You know, I don't know, I don't want to live there anymore. You know what I'm saying? I've lived here all my whole life, and I've lived on this corner for 35 years. So is Leo, so is Osmond. This isn't just one person, this is the whole corner. And these are all within 4 or 5 houses of us, all of it.
Okay.
This is getting really bad where I live. Something's got to be done.
Mark, we'll take a look at these, and I'll get back to you this week with that, all right?
I appreciate it.
You got it.
Thank you for listening to me, Mayor, the council, and your council over here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Leo.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks,
Appreciate
Leo.
it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chief.
I'll let everybody look at these, and then we can we'll have a little get together.
I know what they look like.
Yeah, we'll get together on it. Anybody else wishing to speak?
Hi, Linda Stalinsky, 411 Plover Street here in Dunkirk. I'm here in regard to these illegal fireworks that we have been dealing with in this city for the last 3 or 4 years, and this year has been just horrendous. What is going to be done about them? 2 o'clock in the morning on the 4th of July, I was woken by them, and it's ridiculous. I have dogs that I have to medicate, and it starts on Memorial Day weekend, and it goes to Labor Day weekend. Something really has to be done. Thank you.
It seems like I know it's a continuous problem. It seems like it's escalating every year. And believe me, I know the chief and his guys and girls out there are doing the best they can, but I don't know if you want to add anything more to that.
You see who's doing it, and you want to sign a complaint, you can sign a complaint. We have to see them doing it to arrest them.
The 4th of July night at 11 o'clock, I was standing in my front porch. I could see them being shot off in the air over by the middle school area and the hospital area. You can't tell me that the police can't see that being done.
I can see it. I have to physically see who's doing it, who's lighting it.
Well, if they took a ride over there, I'm sure they would have seen it. It's terrible, and this year was the worst.
We answered hundreds of fireworks complaints on 4th of July.
I understand
Hundreds.
that.
We did the best we could.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It's like this. We get the phone calls, and we have the fireworks going right next to our houses too, and it's we have to do something to curtail that, but we are working on it. Thank you. Anybody else?
I'm Natalie Luchskoviak, a resident of the city of Dunkirk at 46 East Front Street. And I'm also the endorsed Democratic and Working Families Party candidate for First Ward Council in the city of Dunkirk. And I want to thank the city administration for a job well done regarding the fireworks in the 4th of July celebration. It was crowded yet composed, and a joyous day and evening to all the residents and those that visited the city of Dunkirk and our waterfront. It felt great to see everyone out and enjoying the fireworks. Everyone loved it, and it was memorable. Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to speak?
Hello, I'm Dr. Nick Weiser. I'm a professor at SUNY Fredonia, and I live at 424 Eagle Street here in Dunkirk. In the interest of full disclosure, I'm also the endorsed Democratic and Working Families Party candidate for City Council at large. I'd like to thank the Council for your consideration for the event that I'm planning in Washington Park on Monday, July 26th, to give away free ice cream to children in the community. My partner has a 4-year-old. One of the things she and I have noticed is that because of the pandemic, there haven't been many events of this nature for children and families. So we want to host this event with an ice cream vendor to give back to the community and to inject some energy into the community as we emerge from the pandemic. To the best of my knowledge, this doesn't conflict with any other events in the park, including those hosted by the library. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you again for your consideration.
I think there was one question, but it was answered, but yeah, we don't see a conflict with that either, so we're all good with it.
Fantastic, thank you.
Yep, thanks. Anybody else wishing to speak?
Yes, I'm Sandy DePasto from 60 East Front Street. I just came from home because all my friends can't hear what you are saying at this meeting, and they can't be here and be home at the same time, but they do want to hear everything that you have to say. So could everyone speak into the speaker? It's very important. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. Gabe, are you getting good sound? Okay, thanks. Thanks, Sandy. Anybody else wishing to speak tonight?
Hi, my name is Tom Hagner. We own the Save-A-Lot Shopping Center in Dunkirk at Main and East 4th Street. And the reason I'm here tonight is to try and address the seagull issue that we have on our roof. And I've talked with Councilman Nichols about it. And this problem started about 2-3 years ago. And we've removed the ballast roof from our shopping center. We installed wires to keep the seagulls from landing on there. The problem is we forced the seagulls onto the adjoining roofs now, which have ballasted roofs, and they don't have any deterrent systems. And even though they're off our roof, they still create a public nuisance around the shopping center. You have the medical building behind you, which is like a $5 million project, and you've got seagulls defecating on customers and defecating on their shopping carts, and it's really out of control. And the building inspector has been very helpful, but there's only a limited limited authority what he can do. And what I'm basically here to ask the city or the city council to do is two things. One is to pass an ordinance to somehow require the removal of the ballasted roofs, which are a natural breeding habitat for the seagulls on the adjoining roofs. Let's say that if they come in for a building permit or something, they would trigger the removal of these ballasted roofs. The other is requesting the city to get a take permit from the New York State DEC and U.S. Fish and Wildlife to either oil the eggs or whatever you have to do. But basically, I mean, it's out of control with the seagulls. I don't even know what there's only so much we can do on our property. We just shove them on the next property. And you know, there's a lot of contributing factors. There's open dumpsters and people feeding the seagulls and things like that. But we're you know, if we lose the grocery store, I mean, it's very unsanitary, and I don't know what else to. I'm just here to see what the city can do.
Well, I appreciate that, and Richard, we'll have a discussion about that, and we will address that. I know that Councilman Stoyl did address that a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And we're working on a situation right now with that. Okay. I did speak to the chiefs on, we have some ideas that we're gonna plan on doing, but we will include you on our conversations.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
Any other questions or anybody? Or?
Anybody?
No. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to speak tonight?
Jeanette Delgado, 309 Dove Street, Dunkirk, New York. I want to say it's good to be back in person and back in business. I'm happy for that. I also am at the pier like always, and a lot of people had a complaint after the 4th of July that the fireworks being shot off on the pier actually like blackened the top, and it only caused a concern after all the money that we spent to remodel the whole top of the pier. So going forward in the future, if there's anything that we can do to avoid scarring the top of it because it scorches it. Also, underneath the viaduct going south on Swan Street between 3rd Street and 2nd Street, I guess it's coming probably from the edge of the railroad tracks, but it's grown over like bushes or weeds or whatever to the point where it's totally blocking the sidewalk. So as you go underneath the underpass, then you're totally blocked. And a friend of mine that lives down the street, he's disabled, so he's always having to like come all the way out to the road because he doesn't want to walk in the grass because it's unstable for him right before hitting those stones. So there's that concern. And also, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but there's 3 lights out on the pier. Those lights that just were put in. But other than that, it's good to be back in business. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Randy, are you aware of those situations that are going on? Concerns?
we'll take care of the weeds on the underpass. And the lights on the pier are under warranty, and the people that did the construction, we're having the delay is getting parts for those. COVID has made factories slow down, things like that. So they are under warranty, they will be fixed, and they should have been fixed by now if things would have been normal. But we're waiting on the parts, and it won't cost the city anything. They have a 5-year warranty. It's unfortunate that they burn out, but we'll get them fixed.
Okay, thanks, Randy. Anybody else wishing to speak tonight? Anybody else wishing to speak? What's it? What is it? Let me see. Yeah, anybody else wishing to speak tonight? We do have one communication. We're going to let Edwin read. Go ahead.
This is from Debbie Razumowski. Dear City of Dunkirk Common Council, I would respectfully ask for signs to be posted at all park entrances in the city. It is now almost the second week of July and nothing has been done. People continue to park on lawns, roadways around Wright Park, mainly near end of North Warsaw, making it often impassable for pedestrians to safely navigate the area and continue walking through the park. The only sign posted in the area is in front of Path to Lakefront from North Warsaw, which states no motor vehicles. There are numerous parking areas in skate park lot and also across from Stadium Field that are not being used. By not posting no parking signs along this area from the skate park entrance to stadium lot, you are allowing a safety issue to not be addressed by local authorities due to lack of signage. Local police cannot be expected to enforce something that is not marked. Respectfully, Deborah Razumowski, 376 Lakeshore Drive East.
All right, thank you. Privilege of the floor is closed at this time. Thank you for everybody coming up and speaking tonight. Communications to the mayor, including disapproval messages. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have a few announcements before I start. I would like to publicly acknowledge the nice job done by all of our city departments. I would like to recognize all of our city department heads as well as all of our staff, our frontline staff. I attended the fireworks display this weekend, and I saw some of the hard work, time, and effort that was being put in by all of our city staff. I was very proud to be the mayor. I know that there are issues that come up when you have events like this that draw in thousands of people, but for the most part, I thought that the weekend went well, and I would like again to publicly acknowledge the nice job that was done. The City of Dunkirk is participating in sponsoring a COVID-19 vaccine clinic in the city. There was a study that was being done, and I was approached by the sponsors, the Chautauqua Center, the Area Labor Federation, the Dunkirk High School, Chautauqua County Health Department, to organize and help coordinate a clinic here in the city of Dunkirk. So we are planning to have one on Friday, July 16th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. This will be done at the Dunkirk High School Gymnasium. It's a walk-in clinic, so you don't have to be registered to come in or anything like that. This is free of charge. No appointment is necessary. For further information, you can call 866-604-6789 or go onto our website, cityofdunkirk.com, and you can get more information there. Music on the Pier, I'd like to remind everyone that the Music on the Pier will return to the pier starting this Thursday. So you can visit the website again at cityofdunkirk.com for a complete listing and a lineup of all the bands that are coming. I'd like to welcome another new business here to the City of Dunkirk. a new locally owned business, Arctic Bites. It's a new Japanese sushi and steak restaurant which just recently opened on Central Avenue. And at Wright Park, the playground, the new playground equipment has been received, and we are expecting the contractors to begin installing the new playground before the end of this month. I'd also like to announce that the lake wall has been finished, completely finished. And I'd like to thank the contractor for his patience with our payment plan. As you recall, part of the agreement was that we would be holding off to receive the FEMA funds that we're supposed to receive. So we are working with him on that aspect. So again, that project has been now completely finished. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor. Moving on to communications of public and petitions.
Number one, request from the Resource Center to conduct their annual Laurel Run newspaper sale in conjunction with with Dunkirk Observer on July 7, 2021 from 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. and to hold their annual Jamestown to Dunkirk Relay Run on July 16, 2021, also requesting to change the traditional victory celebration from Washington Park to their location at 186 Lakeshore Drive West and changes to the route to accommodate the new end location.
Any discussion, council? Chief Ortolano, you're good with this? Chief Edwards?
Absolutely. I spoke with Mr. Hotel and the councilman, and we devised a route that we thought was best. We'll take 6th Street to Brigham Road and then we're crossing over Lakeshore Drive rather than staying on Central and the whole length of Lakeshore Drive, and he's fine with that, so we'll get it taken care of.
Okay, thanks, Chief. I need a motion to refer this to the City Attorney, Director of Public Works, Parks Department, Chief Ortolano, and Chief Edwards. First by Nichols, second by Williams.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number two, request from Sandra Lombardo for the city to resolve the issue of a curb placed in front of property at 111 King Street on the Talcott Street side of the property, which blocks the entrance to the driveway when the Millennial Parkway project was constructed.
Any discussion, council?
Yes, Richard, will you contact her and let her know what options she has, that you've discussed this with council and the DPW director? Thank you.
Need a motion to refer this to Department of Public Works Director Woodbury.
So moved.
By Williams. Second by Nichols.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number three, request from Iglesia Cristiana Clínica del Alma Incorporated and Move to Mercy Ministry to have an event for the community with bounce houses, food, toys, and music at Washington Park on August 7, 2021 in Washington Park from 12 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Motion to refer this to Department of Public Works, Parks, City Attorney, and Police Chief Ortolano.
So moved.
By Nichols.
Second.
By Williams.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number four, request from Dr. Nick Weiser to use Washington Park to host an event for local families and children with an ice cream vendor on Monday, July 26, 2021 from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m.
You pretty much explained what was needed and what's going on with that, so I'm good with that. So I need a motion to refer to Department of Public Works, City Attorney, Parks Department, and City Clerk.
So moved.
By Williams.
Nichols.
By Nichols.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number five, request from Dakota Gardner to use Promenschenko Fields on July 24, 2021 from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. to host a fundraising slow pitch softball tournament to assist in cost to begin a new wrestling club in Dunkirk.
Any discussion, council? Motion to refer to Rec Department, City Attorney, and Parks Department. By Nichols, second by Williams.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number six, request from Dunkirk Rehabilitation and Nursing Center to hold a small job fair under the pavilion area at the Dunkirk Pier in the hopes of capturing the interest of a few qualified potential candidates for employment on Thursday,
No.
July 6, 2021 from 11 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. They wanted a rain date of July 9th in case it rains on Thursday.
Okay, so after a discussion in the workshop, the mayor and Chief Portolano and the council decided that we're just gonna go with a rain date because Thursday at the pier, everything's closed up for the bands and the events that we have. So if you would, Edwin, get a hold of them and refer that to the 9th.
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion, council? Need a motion to refer to the city attorney, director of development, and the city clerk.
So moved.
By Williams,
Second.
by Nichols.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number 7, summons and complaint from Carla Serku versus Robert K. Lesser Living Trust, Stanton H. Lesser, City of Dunkirk, and City of Dunkirk Department of Public Works related to a fall on sidewalk adjacent to 324-330 Central Avenue on July 9, 2020.
Any discussion, council?
Randy, that sidewalk has been repaired or is being repaired?
It's being examined by the engineering division. It will, and they will make sure that it is.
Thank you.
Need a motion to refer this to the city attorney and director of Department of Public Works. Woodbury?
So moved.
By Nichols?
Second.
By Williams?
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number 8, prior written notice from Jessica Smith regarding trees located at 63 Middle Road on the Moffett Street side of the corner house that are allegedly causing plumbing issues, sidewalk lift and breaking, and threatening roof damage.
Any discussion, council? Williams?
Director Woodbury, can you elaborate like you did in the workshop on these trees?
Sure, Councilman. It's been brought to our attention before. I think this helps accelerate it, and also for the Public Works meeting on Friday, we'll have the engineering technician bring his list of prioritized trees, the ones that we can do in-house and the ones that we have to contract out, and we'll do a check and see which ones have been done and which ones are yet to go. So this mechanism will help us accelerate this problem, help accelerate the correction to the problem. So thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I know that Randy, you and I had conversations about this address for probably over a year now, so this young lady needs help with this. So if we can look into this any way we can help her out, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you. Motion to refer this to Department of Public Works Director.
So moved.
Williams.
Nichols?
Second by Nichols.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number 9, donation from Ron and Mary Burnside of 165 Point Drive North to be used to purchase trees for Point Gratian.
Any discussion?
Yes, I'll ask Jill, as I did in the workshop, if the group with the environmental conservation for the study can find the location of the trees, location of where to put the trees and what type of trees would be sufficient for the area at the point?
Yes, absolutely. In our tree management plan, we have recommended trees and locations, so we'll
Thank you.
use that.
Good.
I'm going to receive and file that, but I also like to thank Ron and Mary Burnside for their donation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Number 10.
Number 10 is report from the Office of the New York State Comptroller on the billing enforcement for the city of Dunkirk.
So we're going to receive and file this, but I just want, if some of the council or the mayor at the time or Mark could just comment on this for the people and the taxpayers of the city of Dunkirk. I cannot comment on it because I was not in council at 18 and 19, so I really don't want to get any false information, but if you can elaborate and explain a little bit about this billing that the controller's office can.
Like a brief summary, Councilman?
Sure, whatever you want to do, Mark.
We worked with the auditors from the state controller's office for really on and off for the last 17 months. And they looked very closely and carefully at our utility billing as far as processes, procedures, etc. Many things that we were doing have been developed and adhered to over the years. It's nothing new. It just came up in the last week or month or years. It's over a period of time. A lot of the procedures were due to necessity. And in some cases, they did not comply with what is what we should adhere to in the city code and the city charter. And out of necessity, we couldn't adhere exactly to the exact word or wording of the city charter, for whatever reason it may be. Bottom line, they had two major recommendations, which we have already put into place. So as far as what they recommend, we're now in compliance, mainly the assessment of penalties on unpaid utility billing accounts. That's already been put into effect as of January 31st. And the second recommendation was that any delinquent water accounts be re-levied to the current year's city taxes. So we are adhering to their recommendations. There are some items that we may need to look at that for whatever reason maybe can't adhere to and comply with the city code. Because of things that have changed over a period of years, the city code goes back, to the 1980s. So 40 years later, things have changed, and there's certain procedures that you just realistically cannot comply with.
I know that they were they used an example because when I sat down with them and met with the four young ladies that did the audit, they brought back, I don't know if some of you guys even remember this, is that the Gallery restaurant. They're talking about this restaurant down by the lake that owed $100,000 back in water fees. Well, the Gallery hasn't been around for 30 years. So, I mean, but they're still adding this business into that we owe water.
And they're looking at that as an account. In bottom line, we should, and it should have been written off as a bad debt. And it wasn't, but they don't look at it that way.
No, they don't look at it that way. So I'm giving them like a good example of what this is all about. But rest assured that this council and this administration are working together to try to correct this, and we will. So anybody else wants to mention anything?
I think one of the issues that came up as a result of this report was the fact that in our code, there are no provisions in there that provide the opportunity for our city treasurer to provide payment plans when city residents are going through rough times and can't make the whole payment. So, in other words, we can turn their water service off, but we cannot allow them to continue to get water and put them on a payment plan. So my recommendation to the council is that we look at revising this code. Again, I've asked for a charter revision altogether because I think there are certain areas in the code and the charter that are way outdated and don't allow us to function operations appropriately.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Anybody else? All right, moving on. Receive and file.
Number 11, loudspeaker application request from the Dunkirk Lakeside Club to use a live band during their annual picnic on July 18, 2021, from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Need a motion to refer to appropriate departments as well as approved subject to appropriate insurances and usual conditions.
So move.
By Williams.
Nichols.
Nichols.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried.
Number 12, loudspeaker application request from the John T. Murray VFW Post 1017 to use band amplifier and speaker on July 4th, 2021 from 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. This is a ratification.
That was a ratification, got a late notice, and they wanted to have a band, and the city clerk did notify the councilman at large, and we gave him the green light to have this, so we're all good. Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl. I'm sorry, Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried.
Number 13, loudspeaker application from the Dunkirk Exempts and Sons of American Legion to use band equipment for a Christmas party, Christmas and July party on July 25th, 2021 from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Be my usual.
So move.
By Williams. Second by Nichols. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried.
Number 14, loudspeaker application request from the Fredonia History Days Festival to use the sound system at the mini stage for live entertainment on July 9, 2021 from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. and July 10, 2021 from 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. at the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds.
Any discussion, council? Chief, they did reach out to you also?
Number 14 and number 15 as well, the organizers of both of those events did reach out to me personally. In lieu of the issues we had last weekend, I advised them of our policies and procedures with noise and advised them that as the organizers, they are responsible for that noise.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
So moved.
By Williams? I'm sorry, by Nichols?
Second.
By Williams?
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number 15, loudspeaker application request from the Fredonia Farm Festival to use speakers, microphones, music instruments for live bands during the Fredonia Farm Festival and car sounds at the Antique Car Show on the Sunday at the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds on August 27th through 29th, 2021.
Any discussion, council? Be my usual.
So move.
By Williams?
Nichols.
Second by Nichols?
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried. Reports to standing committees, boards, and commissions. Councilman Williams?
Randy, when is the, I know the mayor mentioned that the playground equipment's going to be in and hopefully put in by the end of the month. When is the rest of that phase starting for the Bright Park improvements?
Councilman, that's the information I got tonight was good information. It sounds like that all of the legal requirements for the MWBE have been satisfied, and I'll go ahead and issue the purchase order under CHIPS for the part for the connection on Cedar, and also for the project, that's a change order for the project over on Pine Street and Telepoint Street.
Does that include that drainage pipe
Yeah.
just up from Pine? Or is that the other street you're talking about?
That's
I don't know all the paper streets.
That's on Telepoint Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You gotta look it up on Wikipedia.
All right, there will be a DPW meeting Friday, July 9th, this Friday at 3 o'clock in the mayor's conference room. And then on July 22nd, council will be on viewpoints. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Williams. Councilwoman Nichols?
I have a few things. Just before I was leaving the house, I had a phone call with the request that someone could take a look at trees at 108 Nevins and 115 Nevins. Half of both trees are dead. They're located between the sidewalk and the street, and the lady was very concerned that they might come down. They've been, as Friday storm, they did lose some and they picked them up. But she's concerned that it's going to come on to either the house, her house, or the house across the street. If somebody can take a look at it.
Sure, thanks.
And I promised her I'd make a note of it at the meeting tonight. Also, I've had a question is, do we have a harbor master? Does anyone know if we have a harbor master?
No, we have a marina operator.
Okay. Last summer, I had the opportunity to attend a revitalized Dunkirk meeting. When I was at the meeting, I asked the group if they would consider taking under some improvements at our senior center on Franklin Avenue, and they have done just that. They did 2 great planters in front of the Franklin Avenue side of the building. So they're doing a tremendous job for our city to brighten it up and bring new life to dull corners. And on that note, brush pickup has started in the First Ward. I don't know if Randy wants to touch base on that a little bit.
Yeah, we started on First Ward, and take a look at your recycling calendar that's available. If you don't have one, you can get it at any office in City Hall. It's also available at cityofdunkirk.com on the website, and it tells you the requirements for brush. Do the First Ward this week, and then the Second Ward next week, and so forth. That's through the month of July to get all the brush picked up at the curbside. That's how we prefer to do it, and it's going well, and we'll keep you informed as to our progress on that.
I just want to add one thing to Randy's comment. They're only going to do one sweep per ward. So once your ward is done, that's it. You'll have to get the stuff over to Lucas Avenue. Otherwise, Glenn will be talking to you. Right?
Yes.
I want to read something that I got from Denise Sense on our animal control. She's taken the dog park under her wing as well. And in June, she did some hard work and sent me this little memo. Matt Grace, construction instructor, and Braden Mead, conservation instructor at Bosse's Laguita Center, supervised and guided as their senior class of 2021 students took the community for some real-life work experience. The City of Dunkirk Dog Park received some much-needed improvements, and this crew knew just what to do and got the job done. The entrance paths to both sides of the park were concreted, and an entrance path was also created with concrete. It took the students and their mentors about a week to complete the job. A huge thank you to the students from Bosse's and Matt Grace and Braden Mead for their expertise and guidance. Thank you to JMI for the concrete donation, Steve St. George for the stone, and Add Lumber for the wire to complete the project. Check it out, it's beautiful. I have a question for Roger. Do we have everyone, all our summer help hired, Roger?
Pardon?
Do we have all our summer help hired, Roger?
Right now, we have 7 in our Public Works Department. We've got 4 in the Streets Department. We have 3 in the Parks Department. We have 7 lifeguards. Bright Park Beach will be fully staffed for the season. Point Gratiot will be on a limited part-time basis. The Parks Department supervisor has informed me that he has sufficient help right now.
Thank you. That's all, Paul.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I just want to talk about what happened on June 26th. It was on a Saturday. They had this car show group up at the fairgrounds, and it turned out to be just an unreal event. I mean, the mayor received a ton of phone calls, the council received a ton of phone calls, the police department. We're curtailing this to never happen again. And believe me, while I'm councilman at large, this will never happen again. So what happened is this car club went up to the fairgrounds and said that the city gave them permission to have a loudspeaker permit, which we never did. So then they tried to throw the city clerk under the bus and say that he gave the okay to permit the loudspeaker permit at the fairgrounds. So I know Eddie would never do it, Edward would never do that, he would never make the decision. The council never gave the permission to have this loudspeaker permit. We didn't care as much to have a good time and the picnic they were having and the party, but it was just the music. The music was atrocious, and unfortunately there was a wedding at Holy Trinity that day. The neighbors had graduation parties. They had first birthdays at Lafayette and Green Street, and they couldn't even sit outside or in their house because the music was so loud. So from there, Chief Fortolano and myself got on the phone in the morning, and I think our last phone call was at 10:30 at night. So I did get a hold of the Fair Association, Dave Wilson, he's the president. And what this car club did is just completely lie about what was going on. So this is the reason why we have a problem with okaying some of these car shows in the city limits. But the thing is, being on private property, that we could not kick them off. We could go there and write them tickets for the loudspeaker permit. And from here, I'm going to hand it over to the police chief, and he explain a little bit more what transpired that day. Chief?
And after several calls, I was on with the mayor all morning and all afternoon. I was talking to the councilman at large. Our patrols, our supervisors were at the fairgrounds at least a half a dozen times. I myself personally, along with Lieutenant Mark Timmerman, were up there early afternoon to try and locate the organizer of the event, which we finally did. I advised him point blank that the music had to be turned down. He was going to be charged with violations of the city's noise ordinance. He did not have a loudspeaker permit, as we all well know. He told me that he would take care of it, which never happened. We did charge 4 counts of noise ordinance violation against the organizer of this event. We will have to answer those in city court, and I hope that the judge puts the appropriate fines on them. It was just, the lack of cooperation with this club was ridiculous, to put it plainly. Myself, as I said, went up there and spoke to them, and he promised me he would turn the music off, and lied to me. It just didn't happen.
Right.
I was thankful that we were finally able to get a hold of Mr. Wilson. We've been trying all day to get a hold of him. And as the councilman said, being that it's private property, there's an issue of us going in there and throwing people off of private property. If it was a city park, we could shut it down and remove them. Being private property, it would be no different than us going into someone's household and removing people from the house. Our only viable option that day was issuing noise ordinance violation citations, which we did 4 times. And he will have to answer to that. Going in there with our police officers and trying to shut that event down, there were probably close to 2,000 people in there. Would have just been a disaster, and I made that call not to do that, because I'm not going to send my men and women into a battle I know they can't win.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
So going forward, I think we all learned something that day.
Right.
It was a long day for all of us. And as I said, the mayor and I were on the phone all day, councilman and I were on the phone all day, doing the best we could. I apologize that we didn't get it shut down sooner, but by like 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish, we finally were able to shut it down. I apologize that it lasted all day, but we were doing the best we could with the circumstances that we had that day. We're going to institute, I think, some new things going forward with these groups as they come to us, with especially property that is not publicly owned, and make it known that everyone's going to be responsible for these noise ordinance violations, from the person who owns the property to the person who's organizing the event.
Right, excellent. Mayor, and I think that what we were just talking about earlier, the mayor has some good suggestions also. Mayor, if you just want to comment on some of the procedures, and we are taking steps to not have this ever happen again.
I think the hardest part for me to accept was that we couldn't do anything to lower that music. And the reason we couldn't do it was we could not get a hold of the property owner. So my recommendation is, moving forward, that any events being had over at the fairgrounds, that we get paperwork, we have the legal department to work with us to establish a way where we can hold the property owner responsible as opposed to the event organizer. And I think that could help us to address these issues if it comes up again.
Yeah, thank you. So with that being said, what we're doing right now, we're going to be looking at the laws in the city of Dunkirk, and we're going to be raising the fines even higher for the loud cars and the noise ordinance in the city of Dunkirk, because that's getting out of hand. So this council is looking at that to make these fines a lot higher. And one thing, and I'll end it with this because I just received this today, and I'd say, good morning, Councilman Paul Vanboer. First, I would like to thank you for taking the time to read my statement. I know this is after the fact. However, I still thought this is something that needs to be heard by official capacity. Saturday, June 26, 2001 was one of the happiest days of my life, my wedding day. A day my husband, my family, myself had planned so hard, especially for all the unnecessary obstacles COVID caused. However, finally the day had arrived for our dream day. The weather cleared. Our big Italian Catholic wedding was to take place at the Family Church Holy Trinity on Central Avenue. I thought I may have been hearing things during the Mass and hoped it was just a car or two passing by, but during one of the biggest days of my life, it sounded like I was at a street fair, with the priest thankfully elevating his voice to ensure whoever was being so disrespectful with their loud music would not interfere the district or distract from the ceremony at hand. Alas, while a beautiful ceremony, we went out to the church steps on Central Avenue and were faced with horribly loud music. We first thought it would be coming from the limo, where I sent a member of our wedding party to handle the driver. However, we soon noticed that the noise was so loud, we had to yell to be heard, and it was coming from the fairgrounds. I am a local person. I have been at many events at the fairgrounds, and I have been at church when said events are taking place. And I have never heard one so disrespectful, disruptive. There is zero excuse for this and needing to be that loud, the music to be that loud. I am told it was a car club. Whoever ran this event knew exactly what they were doing by allowing the music to be disrespectful. They were making a point to ruin everyone's day they could. The organizers of that event had zero class, zero morals, and zero respect for anyone else who was not a part of that event. I am told that the event was disruptive, clear down to the Dunkirk graduation on the football field, and the homes were practically shaken. That is unexcusable. Seeing how the event played out, the council was well within its right to deny the event, and had the event truly been prevented, I am sure that the city of Dunkirk would have had far less complaints to deal with that day. This car club did not prove a point that they should be allowed to have these events. However, they did prove the council right in the initial attempt to prevent this event. Their loud music has no victory, and said did prove this is a clearly should not be allowed to have any more events like this if they cannot do so without creating a public disturbance. Contrary to what they may believe, Saturday, June 26th was not just their day. It was also my family's day. It was a family's day of every graduate of the graduating class of 2021. And it was a day of any other citizen who was disrupted by this event at the fairgrounds. So in ending, the past 15 months has been one of the most people would care to forget. Our personal freedoms were wrongly revoked because of COVID. So I understand everyone wants to get out, have their events, celebrate, and live again. That is the right of the U.S. citizens. However, we need to do so with class, dignity, and respect. That is what it is supposed to be to make this country great. However, when people decide to be petty and ruin others' days to make the point, there are no winners. Everyone who was affected by this disturbance lost that day, and the car club lost respect of the citizens of Dunkirk. I will be going forward to be known as the cause of unnecessary disturbance. I hope to pray that if this type of situation arises again, that the city will actively handle the situation, and that the guilty parties of such a disturbance are not given a chance to do this again. Again, this is not a complaint about public events. It is time for people to be out again, to have fun, to celebrate, and enjoy life, because that is the right of the Americans. And what separates us from the majority of the world, but let's not do so with the respect of others. Thank you for your time, Samantha Bigelow-Ray. So I wanted to read that because of that. A lot of days were ruined that day. So, like I said, and also that individual has another car club that we okayed for August 14th. We are rescinding that. He will not be having that car club, that show at the point. So he's done until one of the newer people come in here and they can okay that. But as long as I'm sitting here, that gentleman is done. Okay? Thanks. All right, moving on. Unfinished business.
Number 42, resolution authorizing budget line modifications for fiscal year 2020.
Any discussion, council?
Make a motion to take it off the table?
Motion to take off the table.
I second it.
Williams Nichols. Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenhuber?
Aye, carried. Need a motion to amend the resolution. To accept the amended resolution.
Did everybody have the amended resolution?
Yes.
Okay. I make a motion to amend the resolution as stated in the amended part, where page 1 of it, retained council line, that was amended and added to page 1, 2, 3, 4, the unemployment insurance line.
Okay. So, Edwin, you want to call the roll for the motion to accept the amended resolution?
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Now a motion to vote on it. Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Number 43.
Number 43, resolution authorizing budget line modifications for fiscal year 2021.
Any discussion, council?
Make a motion to bring it off the table.
Second.
By Nichols, second by
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Motion to vote.
So move.
By Williams,
Second.
by Nichols. Clerk call the
Councilmember
roll.
Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Pre-file resolutions, number 45.
Number 45, resolution accepting $50,000 grant from New York State Department of Environmental Conservation.
Any discussion, council? Clerk
Do you
call the
want
roll.
to, do you want to say
Councilmember
anything on
Williams.
that?
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large
Aye.
Vandenboer.
Aye, carried.
Number 46, resolution approval of the 2021 annual action plan for the City of Dunkirk's Community Development Block Grant CDBG program.
I need a motion to table us. There's going to be some, we want to make some changes in the CDBG allocations, and I will call a special meeting for 5 o'clock on Monday, this coming Monday, to ratify that. So I need a motion to table this.
So move.
By Williams,
Second.
by Nichols.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried.
Number 47, resolution authorizing change for 1st August 2021 Common Council meeting.
Chief, this is for the National Night Out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried.
Number 48, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute contract with Travelers Insurance for general liability, property, auto, and professional insurance.
Any discussion, council?
You want to redirect the question like I asked before, Richard, on going out to other agencies, or is just a renewal?
Sure, this is just a renewal with our carrier. What you're talking about, Councilwoman, is we don't need to do a formal bidding for professional services of insurance agencies or insurance brokers, but the policy of the city has been to do that every 2 to 3 years, and I believe we're in year 2, so we'll probably be doing a request for qualifications next year. But in the meantime, Lolly has served us well as our broker of record, and they do the shopping with the carriers, the individual insurance companies, to see who would give them the better rates and better service. And we had Travelers last year, they did very well, and this is just a renewal.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Well,
Anyone else? Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. 49.
Number 49, resolution accepting donation of property from the Lesser Trust.
Any discussion, council? Richard?
yes, this is just the trust inherited property when our father passed, going from the Stearns building all the way over to, I believe it's 332 Central. And so the courtyard in between the Stearns and the Central Station restaurant is, I believe, legally is 334-336. And they've already sold Stearns to the city, and the Central Station building, the owners of the restaurant purchased. So it's no longer needed. We already have a maintenance easement, so we maintain it as people come through. And there's entrances to different Stearns offices that are along the side. So it only generates about $99 in taxes, and that's split between 3 taxing entities, so it wouldn't be a huge loss there. And it gives us full control. I know it's something we've talked about with Revitalize Dunkirk. They've been interested in doing some work with us just to beautify the area, so I think it's a win for the city.
Okay, sounds good.
They'd
Thank you,
like to
Richard.
do that on behalf of their late father, Mr. Lesser.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Any other discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Any new business?
Councilman?
Yes.
Just have the floor for
Chief.
1 minute. Just want to expand a little. I know the mayor spoke about it, and Natalie brought it up at the podium as well. 4th of July, in all the years I've been here, this is one of the largest crowds, if not the largest crowd we've ever had on our waterfront for July 4th festivity. My hat's off to the fire chief and his department, Mr. Woodbury and his department, Parks Department, DPW, and to my men and women. We moved, I don't know, 10,000 or plus so people in and out of this community that day. We did it safely with very minimal issues. It was a great day for this city, and I want to thank everyone for their help.
Awesome. Thanks, Chief. Any more new business? Seeing none, need a motion to adjourn?
So move.
By Williams,
Second.
by Nichols.
Councilmember Williams?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenhuber?
Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for going into executive session.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it.
That's what I said tonight.